Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to Guided Abroad. This week, I land in Lecce, a city I felt pulled toward long before I knew why. From a heart-bursting arrival to an unexpected electric glance with a stranger, this episode dives into intuition, energy shifts, and a possibility of romance, of the cosmic kind. Let's dive in.
2 nights ago, I am sitting in my bed and I cannot sleep. I'm about to transfer from Matera in the mountains to Lecce. And Lecce, if you remember, is that city that drew my eye every time I looked at cities or towns or just maps in this region. And the transfer was complex. All the apps and the websites and the books had contradictory information. I listened to my intuition, let it guide me, ended up finding the right location at the very last minute, catching the bus and then the train that I needed. Lecce is, I would say, a small city. I think the population count is around 100,000. And they call it the Florence of the South because of its grand Baroque architecture. So I'm arriving into Lecce. I've had a whole night where I've been up and couldn't sleep with anticipation. And this wasn't anticipation out of my mind. This was anticipation out of my gut. I intellectually had never thought about visiting Italy. It never occurred to me. I had a different type of place that I like to go to when I'm choosing places, but it's the place I've been guided to. So I'm arriving into town and I'm exhausted. I haven't eaten. And the host for my apartment welcomes me with an offer to pick me up from the train station totally unexpectedly, a homemade apple tart, and a huge bottle of water. And I just felt so cared for, so understood. It was a beautiful moment. The welcome continued. So that was like my human welcoming into Lecce. And the hours that unfolded after that became an energetic meeting. One of the first things that I do every time I get to a new city is go explore the grocery stores. I headed out to find the local grocery store. As I was walking there, I started to feel this heart opening, just this massive expansion of the heart chakra. And it really reminded me of this one expansion that happened in the past. I was in New Mexico at a Sundance ceremonial grounds, visiting with the local Sundance community. And that was the first time I really felt my heart, felt the energy heart, not your physical heart that you can feel beating in your, in your pulse, but your energetic heart. I remember just crying with the softness, the soft joy of feeling my heart energy. And this moment walking to the grocery store in Lecce was really similar. It was that same thing, but expanding much further. And right after that happened, I started to feel this energy coming up from below and behind me, almost like I was being scooped up into a chair and being carried along. Like if all I had to do was to sit back in this like energetic barcalounger and allow it to carry me forward on my path. So with those two things lifting me forward and welcoming me to Lecce, the final and probably biggest moment happened several hours later. So after getting my groceries and going home, I head out into the old town to just explore the sights. And it's a beautiful old town out of limestone, narrow, winding streets, beautifully lit in a very romantic way. And I'm walking alone. There's other people, tourists and locals, walking to and fro, going to sit at coffee shops and to have their meals al fresco outside. And I look to the side and my eyes, like I catch eyes with this local man. And in that moment, I get hit with an electric shock of knowing. I haven't told you this, but there was a prediction under hypnosis by psychic readers and also in follow-up conversations with my guide that there would be a deep, steamy romance on this trip. I should say on this journey, really land the timing. So we'll say on this journey.
Let's listen back to a hypnosis session from last year, the moment when it was first revealed that this journey might include a significant romance. In this clip, you'll hear Raleigh-based practitioner Jeanette Cormier asking questions to my higher self and receiving responses spoken by me while I'm under hypnosis.
Where has Sarah not yet shined the light?
Relationships of the heart, companionship, true companionship. This is a place where she has held back.
Why has she held back?
Because it has not been fruitful for her in the past. But today is a new day, and anything is possible. She will know how to do it.
Okay. When does a healthy, loving, and supportive life partner arrive?
When it is beneficial to her, which is not now.
How will she connect?
It will be a glance on the street or in an aisle, simple glance, but the exchange of energies will be strong. And this is how you will know.
You said the time is not right now, but when is it soon?
When the time is right. Land with the open skies where it will be held.
Did you catch it? My higher self said there will be a romance that begins with a powerful glance on a street or across an aisle in the land with big open skies from my visions.
In that moment, I knew that that was the glance. There had been other moments along the way where things that I had been foretold had shown up in the physical world on this journey. So, for example, at one point, I saw the earthen round houses that I had talked about from earlier visions. At another point, I saw these beautiful golden fields of grain. That has also been a recurring vision. And when those happen, I feel this burst of energy that's really rooted down in the sacral. And it reminds me of if you're playing one of those app games and like you match two things or you block whatever, you get some points and it makes that musical sound and like numbers sparkle out or something like that as your points get scored. The earlier ones felt like that. And then this one felt like fireworks. It felt electric. It felt like confetti had blown out all around me. So in this moment, I have this experience and we're walking opposite directions. So there's just this glance and this hold, and then we're past each other. And I resisted the urge in the moment to turn around and look to see, did he look back too? Did he feel the same thing that I felt? And I did that because I just was letting the moment be the moment. Now I wonder, was that a mistake? What do you think? I'll come back in a few days with another update. Talk to you soon.
You've been listening to Guided Abroad with me, Sarah Cook. More from that hypnosis session can be heard in episode 3 of Vision That Changed Everything. I'd love to hear, have you ever had an instant electric connection with a stranger that felt like destiny? Tell me in the comments or a message. I love reading your stories. Until next time, keep following those nudges of intuition.